Hey everyone, my name is Belle, and today I'm going to talk to you about belief, which is something you're going to hear about constantly on my channel because it is absolutely pivotal for anybody who cares about or wants to achieve success, whether that means in health, wealth, or happiness, or anything in between. Belief is everything. So today, as a former professional soccer player, I'm going to give you two examples in the soccer world that demonstrated the power of belief. The first one is when I was playing on a summer team in between college seasons, and the coach of this team was not good. He was extremely nasty to his players. He would talk down to everyone, made a lot of people feel bad, pushed a lot of people away from the game. It was ugly, which is something that's very common. You see this a lot. A lot of coaches don't understand the power of belief, and they'll take a player's mistake a lot of times as them being lazy or inadequate, as opposed to something up here that just needs a little adjustment. Well, one day while we were training, there was one girl who started to really falter. She was making all kinds of mistakes, from bad passes to, fumbling over the ball, bad first touches, wasn't able to make a lot of plays, and the coach was just on her all the time. He would just scream at her, and he said one thing about, that's why you don't start, or something like, in other words, you're not good enough, right? And it struck me because I had the same struggles oftentimes as she did. Of when I was playing and I made one mistake, I thought, oh gosh, see, I'm not very good, and it would cause me to make another mistake and another mistake. And it really had nothing to do with skill. It was because I was starting to believe that I wasn't good enough. So when we had our first water break, it had bothered me so much that he had said that I walked over to her and I said to her, hey, I heard what he said, and I just want you to know that it is absolutely untrue. He has no right, nor does he know what you are capable of. And in fact, you are an exceptional player. You've worked hard, you've gained the skill, and you can achieve greatness to whatever capacity that you want in this sport. And she kind of smiled and looked a little down still, but I at least felt at peace knowing I said something. I at least was maybe an opposing force to what he said. Well, let me tell you, when we walked back on that field, her first touch on the ball was fierce. In the first 5 minutes, she scored a goal on us. She was on the opposing team to me. And then in the next couple minutes, another goal. Next minute, another goal. She was making passes and plays left and right. She was the player. If somebody came out and just saw, how she was playing in that game, they would have thought, oh my gosh, she's the star player. She was phenomenal. And I was so extremely proud of her. And we weren't necessarily close, but I just thought, gosh, that's the best part of you. And she pulled that out. And I was just touched by that. But it made me realize, she didn't go and leave the field and train really hard for a year and then come back. It was a water break. There was really no time in between where she could have changed anything physically about herself. But what did change was her belief in her abilities. And so when she went from going, I'm terrible, I'm not good enough, to coming back on the field and going, I can achieve greatness, she did. Because what happens in your subconscious is it has one job. It has one job, and that's to manifest whatever belief you have into reality. So whatever you're feeding it, and you're the only one who can truly feed it. Other people can influence it, but you feed it. So you buy into whatever beliefs, those beliefs goes into the subconscious reflects it into your external reality. That's the subconscious. Just a little bit on that. We'll go deeper into that into the channel later on as well. But that was the first example, okay? And the second one, when I was in college, I had a little stint where I was private coaching players, and I also have a love for theater. So when I combined my knowledge with soccer for my love of theater and the imagination that goes on in that world, I combined the two. And I thought of this exercise that has to do with belief, where I could really pull out people's true potential. So what I did with my players was I just had them pass the ball to me like 10 yards away. It wasn't very far. I said, just pass the ball back and forth with me. But when I give you an instruction, I'm going to tell you, pass the ball like this. And I want you to pass the ball like whatever I say, okay? They said, sure, whatever, crazy coach. So I said, okay, first I want you to pass the ball like a noodle. So of course they would be like, ah, and kick the ball everywhere. I had to run all over the place. Good thing I was in shape because there's no way in that heat. Whew. So then we did that for a while. And I said, okay, now pass the ball like you're super fast. So their touches would get quicker, right? Ba, 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 ba. I said, okay, pass the ball like yourself. And then they would do the typical, their habitual skill that they typically presented on a daily basis. They would do some good passes, other passes may go left and right. And then I said, okay, now pass the ball like you're Messi, or whoever their favorite soccer player was. All of a sudden, their skill shot up 10 levels. They were sharp, they were on point, they were more accurate. It was incredible. So I stopped them after a minute or so, and I said, tell me why when you were pretending to be like Messi, it was better than when you were pretending, or when you were just being yourself. And I said, because the view you have of your skill is actually lower than your actual skill. So I want you to know that you don't have to limit yourself. And your potential isn't stuck here. You're actually up here. So don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that. And it touched me because I realized that same concept can be used in any area of life. Let's take art, for example. If you're an artist or if you like to doodle, go ahead and do the same thing if you're ever teaching someone or with yourself. Say, doodle like you have a noodle arm, right? And then doodle like yourself. And then doodle like Picasso, wherever your favorite artist is. And you'll see a difference in each piece of work. But guess what? It's all you. It's all you. It's not Picasso, it's you. So I just want you to really soak this in and understand how powerful and important belief is. And most wonderfully, I'd like to note that it's a choice. So you can choose to believe that you're absolute garbage and never good at anything. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can also choose to believe that you have unlimited potential. And you can believe that you are capable of greatness and that you are achieving greatness. So take this with you in life, squeeze it in your hand, and don't you ever let it go. And we will come back to this concept. But I just wanted to leave you with that little nugget of gold, just for you. Okay, you have a wonderful day. Comment on what you think about this, and I will see you next time. Bye.